Today I want to talk about the fixed versus the growth mindset. The scarcity mindset manifests itself in that people with a fixed mindset, they allow external forces in their life to determine and dictate the trajectory of their life. So a quote you might hear from someone with this mindset is that people are good at things or they're not. This person's a good singer because they were born with the talent to sing. This person is a good athlete because they were born with the, genetics and the talent to do this. This person is a good musician because they were born with the talent, so on and so forth. Yes, there's some truth to a lot of these things, but genetic predisposition by itself is not enough to make you great at something. It's enough to get you started. It's enough to put you ahead of the rest. But without putting in the work necessary to actually become affluent and actually gain, advanced level skills at something, you still got to put in the work to get there. Second quote, that person just got lucky. I'll never get as lucky as they did. And we hear this a lot. Even just talking about people that we see walking around the street. It's like, oh man, how did that guy get that girl? He's so lucky. You don't know how many girls that guy asked out before she said yes. You don't know how many late night texts they exchanged before she finally broke down and said, okay, yeah, I'll give you a chance. You don't know how he had to go to the store, clean up best he could to give a good first impression. Like, you have no idea what is behind the success that you see. It is doing that person a disservice. It is doing them a disservice to pin their success on luck, because you have no idea what happened behind the scenes. You are completely trivializing all of the trials and tribulations that they went through to get to where they are. Don't do that. 3, and this is in reference to feedback. You're telling me these things to bring me down. You're trying to hurt my feelings. If I sing right now, all of you would say that I'm terrible. But some of you would say, oh, if you just worked on your technique a little bit. Like, there is such thing as constructive criticism. But people with fixed mindsets tend to ignore constructive criticism and lump it in with unconstructive criticism. And instead of learning from the people who are willing to teach them, they put up a barrier that prevents them from moving past where they are currently. Quote 4 from a fixed mindset is, I keep failing. Nothing's working. I quit. I give up. This is too much work. This is too hard. I just don't have what it takes to do this. People with fixed mindsets generally see failure as a reason to quit and nothing more. If they don't succeed, that's it. That's it. That's it. Because that's all there is, right? So moving on to the growth mindset. People with growth mindsets, they take personal responsibility for the state and trajectory of their lives. So what that means is, where they are today, it's their fault. Where they will be tomorrow is their fault. Where they will be 10 years from now, it's their fault. And by fault, I mean it's responsibility. It's their responsibility, and they take responsibility for it. They don't allow external factors to dictate the way their lives go. So, quotes from someone with a growth mindset. Quote number 1 would be, I can learn the skills I need to succeed at whatever I want. And the key term there is skills. They understand that talent is arbitrary. Talent is just a combination of skills put together and used in a specific order. As long as you can learn the skills necessary to complete a task, you will be able to complete that task. Quote number 2 from a growth mindset. My results and place in life are derived from my own efforts. They don't believe in luck. They believe in following a process that will get them the results that they want in life. Quote number 3, the feedback that you're giving me is constructive. I appreciate that. They read between the lines of people that say negative things towards them, and they pick out things that they can improve upon. Again, they identify, what skills can I learn, can I implement to make myself better at what it is that I'm trying to do. Quote number 4, I keep failing. How can I learn from these failures? How can I learn from my shortcomings? What areas can I improve upon so that I don't keep failing in the same way? People with growth mindsets see failures as learning opportunities, because that's exactly what they are. But the quote goes along the lines of, the master has failed more times than the beginner has tried. And I believe in that 100%. If you want to get good at something, you have to just do it and fail. Think about babies. Do babies pop out of the womb and they just start talking and walking and dancing around like crazy? I hope not. I mean, I hope not. That'd be kind of creepy, right? But babies, they learn from watching, they learn from observing, and then they learn from doing. How many times do you think a baby falls over trying to stand for the first time? How many times do you think the baby falls over trying to transition from standing to walking for the first time? How many times does the baby just cry and make weird baby noises before they say their first words? How many times do they fail and just say random words before they form their first sentences? Babies are the prime example of the growth mindset. All they do is they absorb information and they just try and fail at everything. But they don't stop trying and they don't stop failing. They just learn. That's what it means to have a growth mindset, to be open to learning, to be open to change, and to be open to feedback. Because the people who are willing to give you feedback are the people that care enough to share how they feel about what you've done. You need to take that to heart. I'm actually going to stop it there for two reasons. One, because again, I'm not an expert about these things. And for two, because this is a perfect opportunity to give you a surface level peek at what this means and allow you to do your own research and figure out the rest. If this is something that you're interested in, then the challenge that I'm giving to you is to identify people in your life that you are influenced by and really dig deep at their ideas and the way that they communicate. I want you to try to identify, are they operating out of fixed mindsets or growth mindsets? If you're influenced by someone, heavily influenced by someone, and you've determined that they operate out of a fixed mindset, you may want to reevaluate why it is that you hold them in such a high regard. If you want to adopt a growth mindset, you need to learn from people that have growth mindsets, and you need to take the word of people that have growth mindsets. This may mean that you may need to shift around your social circle, but this is what it takes. Right? This is what it takes. So go ahead and do your own research, and whatever you find, I'd love for you to share it with me. So I'm going to link my Instagram in the description. If you don't want to leave like a public YouTube comment, hit me up on Instagram and we can talk about it privately, because I genuinely would love to hear about what you've learned and what you have to share. But it is way past my bedtime, y'all. So I'm going to leave it with that. And until next time, I appreciate you.